Jonathan, I'll let you finish your water first.
It's all right. We can go ahead.
Well, congratulations on the victory. I feel when Darren Elkins ever fights, we kind of expect how that fight will play out, given what he says. His nickname is the Damage because he takes so much damage. So is that how you envisioned this fight against Darren Elkins playing out?
My goal was to finish him, but it doesn't always go how you plan, and I'm cool with that.
What did you make of when the referee stopped the fight when you were on top to check the cut, but then they didn't restart the fight with both of you on the ground too? The commentary was kind of losing their minds at that mix-up.
Honestly, like when I got in there, I didn't have as much tunnel vision on him as I usually do, like Americani. So I was like looking at my coaches while that was going on, trying to figure out what was even going on. So.
And then when they would show the corners between rounds, his corner kept saying he's getting tired in reference to you. Do you think that's just something to maybe get their fighter back in the game, or did you actually think they thought you were getting tired in there?
I think, they were just trying to read me like everybody else. Everybody's human. Everybody gets tired. Don't think because I have a good pace I don't get tired. I do, but after 25, 30 punches as hard as you can, you got 30-second blast. You can't sprint the whole 5 minutes. So that's what I think they were trying to get on the end of that. Right after I'd sprint, he'd back up, then it'd be his turn.
And then obviously, like I said at the beginning, Darren Elkins, these fights usually ends with him covered in blood like that. So when you're in there and you're doing what you were doing in there, is there any part of you that's like, what else do I have to do to get this guy to stop moving forward? I
was just thinking Friday the 13th, he was leaking out of his eyes and everything, and I was wiping it down my eyes, and honestly, at the end, I threw up because I was choking on his blood a little bit.
Threw up after the fight?
Yeah, as soon as the fight got over with, I started throwing up in the cage. I think that's why they didn't interview me, because I had some of his blood in my mouth.
What did you tell him after the fight? It looks like when you helped him up.
I said it was an honor. I've been watching you since I graduated high school in 2010, So
I'll ask you this: when Israel Adesanya fought Anderson Silva, he said that he had been watching Anderson for so long that when he was in there, he kind of knew what Anderson was going to do before it happened because he had watched him. Was there any moment in there that when you were fighting Darren Elkins, you're like, oh, I've seen this before a million times?
Yeah, that step in double jab, overhand right. But once he hit me with it once, I was like, and I wasn't really getting out of the way of it. Everything was kind of in slow-mo, and I do this every day. I practice this every day, but, you get in there, and sometimes you get hit a little bit more than what you expect to, and we got a little stuff to work on when we go back to the house.
And then last one for me, I think you were walking around saying five wins in a row. So what do you want next for your career, and what do you want next year to look like for you?
I want another name like Darren Elkins. I want Cub Swatson. That's not a call-out. That's more of an honorable opponent for me, I think. If not, then you need to give me top 10, top 15, and I would like to get paid a little bit more.
Is it just Cub Swanson because of the name value and the veteran and everything?
I'm JSP, and I don't feel like I have that reputable behind me. So I'm not a big talker. I'm more of an action guy. So if you put the guys in front of me, I'll put the action out there.
Jonathan, your timing and distance control was fantastic tonight. Is that something that you really focused on in camp, or is that just something that comes naturally?
I just felt like I was the younger fighter in there, a little bit faster than him. I could just kind of see it coming. Sometimes I couldn't get out of the way of the right hand, but I was trying to hit him with that knockout punch every time, and I was kind of missing it or slipping off. So just kind of playing it by ear, just going with the flow,
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.